Good morning everyone and welcome back to the LEGO Zelda Custom Set Showcase Wave 2, where today we'll be taking a look at the second battle pack Z0023 with 145 pieces, the Ice Enemy Battle Pack, or I suppose you might want to call it Shulfo's Battle Pack, even though they're not all Shulfoses. Anyway, let's get into it. So here we have a look at the front box art, which showcases the Twilight Princess Frieze art on the side and shows a little bit of more on the information in this set. So this is set number Z0023 Ice Battle Pack, ages 8+ with 145 pieces, retailing for 15 Great British Pounds and containing 3 minifigures, although most of the things in this set are sentient. And the background art for our box this time is Snow Peak Mansion from Twilight Princess. Now, despite this being a Twilight Princess oriented set, some of the builds in here aren't Twilight Princess, but we'll get into more of that later. In the meantime, let's read the description. Expand your army of frozen foes with the LEGO Zelda Ice Enemy Battle Pack. Prepare your defense against the hero as he invades the Ice Dungeon and is met with an army of fearsome foes, including 3 mini Friezards, 2 Friezards, 2 Chilfos, an Ice Keys, and a classic Ice Wiz Robe from The Legend of Zelda on the NES. Don't forget to fire the cannon included with reloadable ammo for even more action. Let's see that action, shall we? And here we can see the very jaunty picture of all of these guys together. But let's take a quick look at the functions and then we'll take a look at all of these builds up close. So, inside our box we get 2 bags and an instruction manual. And inside our instruction manual we see that bag 1 and bag 2 do different things. Bag 1 builds the 3 mini Friezards, the Ocarina of Time Friezard, the classic NES Wiz Robe, and the cannon on its rotatable stand with ammo. Bag 2, however, builds the big Twilight Princess Friezard, the Ice Keys, and the 2 Chilfos from Twilight Princess. Now, talking about the inspiration for this set for just a quick moment, the Chilfos design itself comes from the LEGO Zora on YouTube, sort of an inspiration from the set. You can see a couple of similarities. However, bigger inspiration definitely comes from Twilight Princess in the form of the Snow Peak Mansion. I just thought that was worth a quick little mention in the side. Taking a look at the cannon, you can see here that it's a really simple build. It's the fireable cannon that was used around 2011, I think. We haven't seen it for a while, but I'd like it to be the fireable cannon, which can launch these 1x1 cylinders. You can see it's got a little candle flame on the side, and the cannon itself is on a rotatable plate, meaning that it can be swiveled to fire in any which direction. The only other feature in the set is the Ocarina of Time Friezard contains a stud shooter in the middle, which you can fire. And for those of you wondering, most of these transparent pieces, I definitely made an effort to make sure that the pieces were available, which is why you can see a solid light aqua piece at the top. So these would not require extensive new colorings of pieces, but stud shooters are always nice. So this is crazy, but I thought it was important to show you what would happen if you actually decided to army build these. And in hindsight, maybe this set isn't exactly the best battle pack, because if you had 4 of the sets, just 4 of the sets, it kind of gets chaotic very quickly. I did this with the Zalfos battle pack, and it looked a lot cleaner, so maybe this isn't the best army builder, but let's take a look. That's the distribution for 4 sets, 4 Ocarina of Time Friezards, 4 Twilight Princess Friezards, etc, etc. 12 mini Friezards, which is actually really cool. I want my mini Friezard army now. Okay, right, onto the characters, as this isn't particularly a build-heavy set. So first up, we have the Ice Wiz Robe Classic variant from the NES and A Link Between Worlds, and you can see that this is a design using mid-legs and a cloth piece. So this cloth piece goes around the waist. There's some very simple leg printing, as I mentioned, some lavender or one of the blue shade mid legs. There's some medium azure hand like the ones on the Harry Potter and the Hedwig set, a black head with some eyes just kind of staring out, and then the traditional wizard hat in blue. It's a really simple figure, but it's one I really like to see. I know I'm doing the Breath of the Wild Wiz Robes at some point in the future, but I really like this design too, so I thought it was worth including in a set along the line. Next up, we have the Chilfos from Twilight Princess, which was the build inspired by the Lego Zora on YouTube. And these guys here will come in white using skeleton pieces, the Wither skeleton legs from Minecraft recolored in white, a cone piece, and then a T-bar recolored in white on the top. Just using some of the random skeleton arms from Ninjago, and then they have a bar in white, a lightsaber hilt in white, and then this frosted piece, which would probably not be in white, probably mean trans blue for their weapon, and you get 2 of them in this set. Now, the reason their head is so odd is because their head is so odd. They're basically an ice skeleton with a shard of ice as a weapon and a very flat head in Twilight Princess, and I really like this design. I really like the way that he was able to turn this into a Lego build. So here it is in this set again. As I said, you get 2 of them. Moving on, we have the Friezard from Ocarina of Time in particular, and this guy always kind of looks like a man, so it doesn't look like a man. It's basically a stack of ice that gets wider at the top in somewhat of a shape like a face and shoots things out of its mouth, which is supposed to represent like the icy blast. I mean, maybe the consideration would be including the Marvel accessory pack pieces in blue to kind of recreate some sort of like icy stuff. I don't really know. I feel like that would be a worthwhile inclusion though. Let me know what you guys think of that one down below. Moving on further, we have the Friezard from Twilight Princess, and this one comes with a printed 1x2 transparent brick with those eye prints on it. Apart from that, it's basically a giant gaping mouth, and there's some teeth in there to back that up, as well as a lot of transparent 2x2 bricks, a couple of slopes, and those pyramidal pieces. But apart from that, it's a pretty static build with no play features in particular. But then again, the guy does just look incredibly weird in Twilight Princess, but also incredibly scary, which is why he's here. And he's been Legoified, blockified, and made slightly more upright for reasons, but with a limited parts palette, honestly, Lego will do better, but this illustrates my point just fine. Then we have one of my favourite builds from this set in particular, which is the Mini Friezard from Twilight Princess. And when I knew I wanted to include these, I knew that the eye would have to be a minifigure head. However, it wasn't for a while before I settled on the Flamma headpiece, or that guy from Ultra Radiant's headpiece in Trans Clear, to represent sort of like spiky ice shape around it. And yeah, maybe it's not quite like spiky enough at the sides, but it beats having a new mould in my eyes at least, and it still actually is a 2-stage build. Also, maybe that Cyclops eye will come in handy for someone somewhere along the line. Anyway, I think it's a pretty good build and I'm really happy with it. So let's move on to probably my worst build ever in this whole showcase. Ice Keys. Yeah, it doesn't look like Ice Keys. It's kind of strange, to be honest. It's a bat around a bullpen. But moving on. So before we go further, we're going to go over to Studio and I'm going to show you the backs of the transparent ice monsters. So over here in Studio, you can see the carnage of designing a set like this, and in particular one with so many figures, it was really hard to actually work out what I was doing. You can also see that in particular, I experimented with transparent Chilfos, but it was too many new molds, so here we are with solid white ones. Anyway, the thing I really wanted to show you guys was the back of the Friezard. I mean, it's nothing particularly new, but you guys couldn't really see him in Studio form in any of the other images today. But it's a fairly simple build. You've got all your just transparent blocks that kind of go up in an icy formation, and there's slopes and triangles wherever I can. It's really that simple. As for the other Friezard, again, the back's pretty empty. It's built on a 4x4 transparent plate to the point where, well, there's nothing really else there to fill up. There's no space left. So that's going to do it for looking at the model in Studio. Let's go back and wrap up. So that's going to do it for Z0023, the Ice Enemy Battle Pack. And in concept, I thought this one was great. In reality, maybe not so much. I really don't know. I think LEGO could pull off something better, and it was really important to me to get the ice enemies in there somewhere. Maybe they'd be part of their own ice cavern set or something. I really don't know. Either way, I wanted to share this concept with you, and I'm still proud of the general results, more particularly of the Mini Friezards than anything, and the Chilfos too, but they're not really my original idea. But I'm going to stop waffling now. You guys can let me know what you guys think down below in the comments, but let's reveal next week's, which will be Z0025 with 1040 pieces. And when I was putting this one together, I got more and more excited about this one. I really hope someone guesses what this is down in the comments below, but I could not be more excited to share this one with you. It's the dungeon expansion of the Wave, and I can't wait. See you next week. Bye-bye.